Well, welcome back to the Sports Show. I'm sitting here pretty relaxed because I'm normally at this time of the night I get an absolute shellacking and a baking from you, so I'm just preparing myself.
No.
Okay, SANFL.
Yes.
What are they going to do? The numbers are dropping, the game's dropping. I'm going to throw this to you right from the start. Change the season. Get out of the AFL window, create your own window, time for something completely different.
I don't disagree. And in fact, I've been watching it very close on Facebook, and players like Shane Redburn, who spent some time in the SANFL and also the AFL, now head honcho of the cheapest chips. I really like his lateral thinking of footy sometimes. And you can't keep on doing what you've always done, because at the moment you're a little bit less than what you've always been, and that's a real concern.
If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect a change, you're an idiot.
Yeah, exactly right. So I like the thought process of bringing the SANFL forward 6 weeks. Now, the problem we've got there is it's going to go head-to-head with the AFLW. But I think it's strong enough to stand alone, or at least be a lot healthier than what it is. So before, there is absolutely no interest in the AFL's pre-season competition. We experience that year in, year out. I think if we could stretch it 6 weeks earlier, maybe even 8 weeks, so it's talking end of January, early February, we start our season.
Yep.
We've got a couple of weeks of momentum where people are still craving for football, and I think the AFL Women's League proved that last year. I think it's a bit of a winner. The problem we've got, and you might be able to add to this, Smithy, is as a coach, how important are trial games leading up to the start of the season? Because all of a sudden, you know, we're into cricket season already, mind you, but all of a sudden we haven't got the windows narrowed.
Are you talking trial games for the AFL or trial games for the
trial
SANFL?
Games for the SANFL.
Oh, they're fine. They can play games amongst themselves. They don't have to go out and play anywhere else.
But what I'm saying,
the opportunity.
I think normally SANFL clubs might play 3 or 4 games
3's enough.
prior to the start of the season. So 3's enough.
Yep.
But the fact is, could you get away with 2? Because everyone's playing on the same field. The season starts here. If you feel as though you want to play 3 or 4, that's up to you. But if you can get away with, we're all on the same.
So when would you have to start? If you wanted 3 pre-season games, when do you think you have to start your pre-season game?
Well, it'd have to be mid-January.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking hot weather then, though, Smithy.
Yeah, so the players like warm weather, don't they?
Well,
so you train early morning. I mean, the problem with the
I
SANFL
like it.
in that regard is that you've got to understand the first priority for the players is their work.
Yes.
So then the footy is their second priority. So normally they would have to train early morning or after work.
Yes.
So you kind of miss the peak sun time anyway. If you go early morning,
yes,
it's warm, and then you're off to work, finish work, come, and then your pre-season or train at 7 or 8 o'clock.
We've always prided ourselves on our grand final being the week after, right, the AFL. Why? Because it's the only game of football in town, and we're still getting 20, 30,000 people to see it.
Yep.
Therein lies the proof that if you're a standalone competition, you've got more chance of securing people. And I think because a lot of junior football and amateur league football hasn't started yet, all of a sudden you start to get the opportunity where maybe an amateur league football game might play a trial game before the start of your real game. I think there's a lot of merit in that suggestion. I really do.
You know, I mean, the downside, if you're looking, and there's always ups and downs, but the downside is the players normally that work are on holidays because it's Christmas, New Year, so they're going to try and fit training. However, do I want 6,000 or 7,000 people plus at my games, or do I want 1,500? You're going to get 7, maybe even 10, could get 15. No, I don't know the number if we do it this way. I'd rather
Smithy, the problem we've got is cricket pitches in footy ovals, whether it be Unley or whether it be Glenelg, even Adelaide Oval. I mean, we might be able to work around Thurberton, I'm not sure. So we're going to have to manoeuvre this. We have to be flexible. We have to be flexible in our thinking.
What's happening at Footy Park at the moment?
Well, I'm not sure.
Nothing. Isn't that one of the best grounds right now? And
well,
they say it's perfect because no one plays on there except for the Crows who train on it. Otherwise, there's no one on it.
But are they keeping that oval and developing it? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
So that may be their answer.
The answer is we need to do something different. There you go. There's my answer.
All right. Any other problems? Do I need to kick back a little bit?
No. This week I'm fairly relaxed.
Right.
You know, there's new things happening in my life.
Set the tone to relax.
Yeah, that's right. New things happening, and I'm very calm these days.
Right.
I will say this though. I'm getting a little bit excited about the way the AFL season's panning out. I think there's only 5 teams.
It's a ripper.
Yeah, I reckon there's only 5 teams capable of winning the grand final, but there's another 8 teams capable of making up those other 3 positions in the 8.
Let's go with 5 first. Who are your 5 teams that are capable of
winning the
grand
final?
final?
Obviously. GWS, obviously. Also Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide, and the 5th one would be? Geelong. So they're the 5, right?
Gotcha, baby.
Outside of that, because I was struggling then, outside of that, though, you could go all the way down to Hawthorn, who are 2 games out of the 8, who are capable of finding themselves into the top 8.
Yeah.
Capable.
Sydney spent?
Well, I put it down that whoever won that game last week would be the team that would springboard into an opportunity. Mind you, Hawthorn all of a sudden have, got a tough one coming up as well.
All right, just quickly, Sam Stosur this week playing in the French Open made a comment that perhaps some of the players may not play next year at the Australian Open on the Margaret Court Arena because of the comments that Margaret has passed.
Listen, players, play the game. Just play the game. You know what? I was going along nicely. Play the game.
Play the game.
Don't worry about your social conscience. You're there as a tennis professional.
Which team has not threatened to strike? AFL football, if that didn't get right. The cricketers are talking about it. The basketballers talking about it. The netballers talk about it. Now tennis is talking about it. At some stage, someone's going to take the bluff and go, I tell you what, go on strike. Well, you can only throw it out so often. You're on strike.
I've had enough, mate. Yeah, I've had enough.
You little beauty, Rob Bolstone on strike. Hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. Look forward to your company next week. Bye for now.